Hello everyone. In this video I am going to show you how to create this beautiful watercolor painting in IBIS Paint X app. I am opening a 3:4 ratio canvas and using bleed watercolor brush for this entire drawing, and I'm going to show the difference of using a textured background here. So I am using the bleed watercolor brush first with the texture background, and then I'm just I just off the canvas. It looks like the texture doesn't look good, so I'm using the canvas here, a background textured background canvas, and the texture name is watercolor paper 1. So then I'm started drawing a stem with leaves, with branches, and here, or even though you are using the same color for this, and I have just used the same color for this entire stem and leaf drawing, but you can see the difference in the color here and there is because of the texture pattern of that brush. So if you want, sometimes you may need a darker tone at some place, so in this case you can just add a darker stroke to that area and use smudge brush and smudge tool to smudge off the edges of the darker color here. So that's how I have done here. Where if I need a darker stroke somewhere in the leaves or stem like that, I'm using the darker color when brushing it off, and then using smudge tool to blend the lighter and darker color. And if I want the lighter color somewhere, again I'm using the lighter color tone of the same bleed watercolor brush, and then using the smudge tool to smudge off, like blending the watercolors. Here why I'm using smudge tool is because there are two ways you can draw a watercolor painting in in traditional way. When we are drawing in a paper and painting with watercolor, you can see if you are drawing a single stroke and then adding another stroke over it immediately, it remains wet and the two colors gonna blend very easily and looks like a gradient textured look. And if you want that kind of look, you can make use of this match tool, which is I'm using here, that method I'm using here. And in another way, how we will draw watercolor is we will draw a stroke and let it dry, and then add another stroke over it. In this case, the each stroke remains separated, even though they are one over the another. The freshly added stroke will remain separate. It will not look very blended. So if you want such a such a look, you don't need this much tool. I wanted it to be blended, so I'm using smudge tool here. And wherever you need shade, you want to have extra color shades, just use the dark color and just smudge it off. So this is how I have drawn this entire flower and branches. So I'm going to complete the flower here. Have drawn 3 flowers and drawing another bud here. So here the entire drawing of flower is over. Then I'm just adding the edges of that flower, and now I'm using this sputtering brush, and usually it remains in mono option in type, but I'm using wet water option here because the mono option looks like it is a opaque brush, and I'm changing its type to water so that it really looks like a watercolor painting. So I like a watercolor splatters here and there, that look I want. So I'm just done some splatters of brown color and yellow color, and I'm using this smudge tool to mess it up little bit, so look like water drops, some water drops dropped here and there, and the art is like smudged a little bit. So I want that kind of messy look, so I'm just using smudge tool after that, and at the corners of the leaves I'm using. So the entire illustration is over, and here is the beautiful watercolor flowers. If you like this watercolor tutorial and want more, please tell me in the comments and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.